So if we look at this plant, it's kind of unusual. These aren't flowers, these are pictures. This is a carnivorous plant, which means it eats insects, and it's called a Nepenthes. So this one I've had for probably about 2 years, and it catches insects, and it has a little lid, and the lid is to prevent water from getting in there and diluting the digestive enzymes that digest whatever falls inside. And it has this ridge here. And this ridge is for the insects to land on, and it's shaped in such a way to where they just fall in. And then on the top of the pictures, underneath the lid, there are hairs that go in the direction to where if you land on it as an insect, you're going to fall in because there's nothing for you to really hold on to. And from there, they can't get out, and they're digested by the plant. So this one is a vining Nepenthes. So what I like to do is I like to cut it. And as you can see, the more you cut it without even propagating it, it's going to create all these different offsets. So this looks like a very large plant, but it's not multiple plants, it's just one. So if we look here, they're all coming from the same stem. And this is just a different way to kind of prune them and keep them compact. I did, when I first made my wall, have one that went all the way from the bottom all the way up 6 feet. So they get pretty tall, and you could train it on your wall like a pothos as long as you have enough light. So many insects are attracted to sugars, and it's not just on the pictures of these plants that it produces sugar. There are actually sugar droplets, if you can see, on the leaves. It's really small, and it glimmers kind of like crystals or water droplets. If you give your plants enough light, regardless of if it's carnivorous or not, you're going to have something called happy sap. And happy sap is something that invites ants and other types of plants to kind of protect the plant from like caterpillars and stuff. So that's just another fun fact. It also just attracts more insects to this. As a fun fact, I did have my Sarracenia inside, which is a type of pitcher plant that likes more marshy conditions. And I actually had ants get into my house through my window where I had it, which was in a windowsill, to eat the nectar off of the Sarracenia. And as you can imagine, a lot of them fell into those pitchers, but some of them were able to make it back. That's why I leave my Sarracenia outside now, because somehow those ants were so determined. So the nectar that they produce is incredibly attractive because they will eat it regardless of if it leads to their peril.